Me and Austin have made a ton of progress. It's really pretty exciting. I'm excited to show you this video and show you kind of what we've done to the yard. If you haven't seen the first garden video where we talk about this gardening season of 2023, I will leave the link below so you can go watch that. But we now have, and I'm standing here looking at it, we now have cleared all the landscaping out of the yard that was just here when we moved in. We've actually got 2 of the raised beds set up with everything in them ready to go. Well, except maybe for the topsoil. We're still waiting to hear back from the guy who brought the compost if we can get topsoil, but we have compost. So it's just really exciting. We've got a lot going on. So I want to just show you kind of some video that we took of clearing the landscape, getting the beds put together, getting them ready. We have one that's under the house. You'll see that as well. We're just not ready to put it in the yard just yet. The other 2 beds did come. So now we pretty much have all our beds. We ordered one more and it's not going to ship until the end of May, which is fine. It'll either get here or it won't. If it doesn't, we'll just use grow bags. That's fine. But we've got a lot going on. So I can't wait to show you the progress that we've made.
Love you.
One down, several to go. They just don't really serve no purpose. They never bloom or anything, and they grow like crazy in the summer. Like they need to be trimmed once a week. So I definitely don't feel bad about getting rid of those. So we want to fit at least 5 beds if we can, and we're looking at maybe those configurations, preferably these 2, because we want to utilize all the pieces to make these beds as big as possible. We wouldn't want to leave out any pieces and kind of not use them to their full potential, so to speak. And I was looking back here, if you've seen the last gardening video, you've seen this before, but trying to think about what we're going to grow for what sizes that we need, and we're just going to take the tape measure and figure out how many of each size could we fit. It'll be kind of like a puzzle to figure out what we can fit, but we want to try to keep everything on this side, this upper yard from the stump, because it's a lot flatter here than it is below the stump. So we're measuring right here so we can stay like as far from the road as possible. Obviously this is not that far off the road, but it's just the best we can do. So that's 5 feet off the road, which means that we're not going to be staying in the road trying to water or harvest stuff. That's just kind of as good as we can do. But that will make a difference. That's a good thinking there, babe. Let's do 9.5 by 2.5 feet.
Start with that.
Yeah. Which way do you want to put them? I know that sounds silly, but I never thought.
This way.
Really? I thought the other way.
You're not going to fit near as many that way, I wouldn't think.
That's a good point.
I mean, maybe
No,
I'm wrong.
You're right. If this was 2.5 feet, I think you're right. Well, let's measure it out.
Well, you fit more on this flat spot at least. Probably doing them
way.
vertically like that. Probably. Hold that for me. Take 2 of these. So 9.5.
Boy, that's a big old bed right there.
That's about what the bed's going to look like.
Okay. That's roughly what it would be like. You can see those 2 sticks there. And that's interesting because I never thought about really doing the beds coming this way. I was thinking about doing them that way.
Well, either one's fine. It's not going to really make that much of a difference, but just my personal belief is that you might fit more this way.
Yeah.
On this flat
well,
spot
because
right up here.
The width right here is 2.5 feet,
right.
Not 9 feet. If
now,
you do them that way.
You could probably do just as many in the same amount of area if you do them long ways here, but you might have to do like more rows than you would otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then we're going to get into the sloped part of the yard.
Right.
So we just marked the start of another bed here, and one thing that I talked about in the last video is we've got to leave space for a wheelbarrow to get through. And for us to be able to harvest, for us to be able to weed eat between. So we're going to try to put 5 feet between these beds, but that's definitely going to eat up room as we go down. But that's why we're measuring to see what's going to work.
We're going to have to kind of...
Let me get you a stick.
So, I mean, if we go kind of like that with it, but we want really to go right there, I think.
Austin just brought up a super good point. We can put the stump can be in the bed. These beds don't have bottoms. The stump could literally be in there. It doesn't matter. We're going to put as many kind of stumps and logs in the bottom of these beds as we can to fill them up to save on dirt. It doesn't matter. We'll put it in the bed. I knew I married you for a reason. Just kidding.
I know.
I mean, I married you for lots of reasons, but you are smart.
But if you wanted to do 2 4x up here, then you could. That way we'd get a little extra of this part of the yard back. We could do 2 4x8s up here now. Then one of them would probably be going smack. This would be going right smack in the middle of it.
Because those are wider. Okay, folks, we're actually going to remeasure, and we might do 2 4x8 beds instead of these 9x5. That will probably get us to that stump and cover that stump, and then that will give us a little bit of our yard back right here. So we're going to remeasure that. Sit tight. And 4.5 foot wide is going to get a little wide. 8 feet would just be like taking this one and going like right here. Probably
right there. Yeah, it's about right.
so
That's
it
about.
won't start until.
Let's do 5 feet actually.
Yeah, let's see.
So, is that going to get us wide enough though to get around that stump?
Get another stupid stump? No, probably not.
Let's just move it 6 more inches in.
Okay.
Give us.
We'll just have a lot of space between there.
Yep. So.
We're just trying to get 8 feet.
Yep. And these are big beds, so we'll have them closest.
Cucumbers or tomatoes.
Yep. And then we can definitely fit at least 2 of the skinny ones.
Might be hard to see with our sticks, but there's those 2, and we've got 2 down here. So now that's 8x4, and then we come right here, we've got another 8x4, and then right now that dirt's kind of in our way, but we're thinking we can do another 2 beds that are like 9.5 by 2.5, so that will get us 4, and then we've probably got space to do one going down this way, and then one to go between the fire pit and the stump. And then Austin brought up a good point. You can stand right on the stump with the hose and water it all, which will be awesome. If you've seen on the last video, we just kind of mentioned that we're going to have a water hose running all the way from there to here, because on the back side of the house right there on that corner is the water hose, and we're just going to be able to spray instead of having to bucket everything. So that stump will be a perfect place to stand to water. We're about to assemble our first bed. Look at how many bolts this is. That's a ton. 72. Like 2 sets. Golly. Lord.
Let me see them instructions.
One thing I like about these beds is that's such a pretty color. and just blend in with everything green in the summer. I just cannot wait to see everything growing in these come summertime. It's gonna be awesome.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Viola, Austin says.
That's right.
It's done. Almost like protector that goes around the edge, because that edge is just kind of sharp a little bit. Now that we've got it where we want it, we're going to try to get it just a little more level.
All right, guys. Corey's inside cooking supper. I'm just finishing up. Kind of got it leveled off a little bit. Kind of just had to make do. The top layer of dirt here is really soft, but you get underneath that and it's almost all rock. So it's just real tough trying to just shovel down there by hand. It's dang near impossible, to take forever. So gonna just try to level it off a little bit this way, at least good enough, and kind of pack it on the inside on here too, so there's no erosion or anything like that. All right, guys. Well, that's all I got in me tonight. I'm sure we'll keep you updated.
I got a snack for Austin.
Thank you, baby.
Cookie break?
Yeah. Thank you.
Austin was just showing me it's just full of roots and rocks right there, and that's why we had to prop that one. I mean, I guess it was possible to dig out that top side, but it's just so rocky and rooty.
It's tough by hand.
Yeah, and it's kind of like we don't necessarily have to if we can prop it up like this.
And we can figure out a better long-term way to prop that up. That's just
Right, for this year.
to get it. Well, we can even do it before we plant it this year. We just gotta, I just wanted to get it up so we could see what we're working with.
Yeah.
But we'll figure something out.
Yeah. This one's looking good, honey.
This spot, believe it or not, is actually a little more level than that. So
It's interesting.
it won't be as bad.
We just found this heart rock in this bed that we're working on. This bed or this other bed back here who don't have nothing in it yet?
I don't have much. I don't have like a whole lot in the bottom of this one yet. It's a workout, ain't it, baby?
It is. I'm just going to drop this one in,
Got
and
it.
you can kind of right, y'all, we are tired. We've come back here after lunch. We've got this one and this one, currently the only two beds we have put together, completely filled up with logs. Now we're gonna go on with leaves next.
Smash down. Today, Mom and I are up potting her peppers, so we're going to do mine too. And they're looking really good. Every single one of them came up. This is hard to do. Oops! I only got a tiny bit of him.
It's okay. I'm not able to get it all either, but you got it. It's just, it's okay.
He's dying in my hand.
He's not going to die. He's very tough. There you go.
This poor dude.
He's not going to die. He'll be fine.
This one is a Carolina wonder, and it's one that I wanted to try. These gloves are so big.
Yeah.
I can't feel nothing in them.
Yeah.
I need to just take them off.
There you go.
Maybe a little bit more from over here. There they all are. Little pepper babies. I can't wait to see all these pretty colors growing in the garden. So I hope you enjoyed just getting to see the progress that we've made, getting our new garden space ready. We're just excited to have a completely new space, a space that we think is going to be so much easier than it was last year. So really all we're waiting on now, the next steps will be to put up the next beds, just the ones that we have left, get the dirt in them. Hopefully we'll find some topsoil. If not, we're just going to end up having to buy some bags probably at Lowe's. And then we're basically just going to wait until it's planting time. Super excited, just getting really ready for that. I can't wait to just look out and see everything grow and see all the pretty colors, all the vegetables, and eat such wonderful bounty that comes in from the garden in the summer. As always, thank you for watching. God bless you, God keep you, and we'll see you on the next video.